Hi all, welcome to your Watch Me First for week 15. So you basically have your final paper and the final presentation which is due this week and the semester is done. So for the due dates, as you can see, the due dates are written right here. These are December the 6th for your presentation and your final paper. So let's see what all we have in this folder. So the first thing you have is your final paper template. It is exactly the same that was given to you before. The rubric is the same. I have already put it in again. And then you have is your directions for the presentation right over here. Now, here is the drop box for the final presentation. The final presentation is nothing different from what your final paper is. Think about it as summarizing and presenting your final paper. That is what the final presentation is all about. Final presentation is 30 points. The paper is for 170 points. So that makes it 200 points for your final assignment that is due. So let's look into the paper. We've looked at it before also, but I wanted to go over it again. I'll give it just a second. So I downloaded it because it was taking a long time download. But here is your title that goes in. It does not have to be a research question. It's a shortened title, your name, affiliation, course. The introduction is the same as your lit review. The lit review first paragraph was an introduction, whether you wrote the heading introduction or you did not write the heading introduction, which is totally okay. This introduction is the same as that is on your lit review. This is all your lit review. You're going to paste your lit review. Make sure your lit review is in the past tense. That's the best way of going about with the tense. All of this. This is the section that you start working on this semester. And before we move on, remember, if your lit review is revised from the previous one that you submitted, and you have made those revision, you are going to have your grade replaced for that one also, which makes a huge difference for most every student in the class. So let's look at this. Research design. What's your design and your research question? You're going to clearly state your purpose and rationale, hypothesis. Remember, I have done bullets because to give you an easy way of thinking about what are the things that go into this section. This is not a bulleted paper. It is a paragraph from paper. That is how you write this. So this is not a bulleted paper. Context, where did it take? Remember to keep the name confidential. You're going to take pseudonyms. Type of sampling is very important. Was it purposeful? What is convenience? What was did you do a stratified sampling? Did you do a random sampling? All of those is really important over here to talk about. What type of sampling was it? Age and the number of demographic information, if that is something that you're going to add about it. Method of sampling, given the context and the limitations, in the senses, were you able to get the amount of participants you wanted? No. Why? Because those are the areas that goes under context and participants. Here is your confidential anonymity. This information you should actually already have from your IRB. So a lot of things that you have in this paper is from your IRB application. All the things that you have been writing about, now is the time to synthesize all of those stuff. So it should not be overwhelming because the risk level, the consent form information, all of that is in the IRB. You will put your IRB number here, the approval number. If you don't have that, contact me and I will get that to you ASAP. But you're going to put your confidential anonymity, the risk factor, all of those information here. The next section is your data collection. All the data collection instrument. Remember, you had a section about methods of procedures of data collection. Research procedures on your IRB. So you're going to have that information. You have to have reliability and validity information. How was the data collected? timeline and data storage, all of that goes under the data collection. The data analysis is separated into two sections. If you have this first part is common for everybody, but then if you have qualitative study, you're going to be doing this section. Sorry, if you have quantitative study, you're going to be doing this section. And if you have qualitative study, you're going to be doing this section. If you have both, then you'll be doing both those sections. Statistical tables, the assumptions, the report, the final reports that are generated, all of that stuff goes here. You are not making any interpretations or conclusions in the analysis section. You are just reporting the results in this section. Here is your results and discussion that comes in. Do you accept the null hypothesis, or do you reject the null hypothesis, or do you fail to reject the null hypothesis? We never say accept the null hypothesis. You're going to make your conclusions and results over here. You are going to connect it back to the background information, in the sense to the lit review that you had talked about on this topic. If there was a gap, how would this fill in that gap? What do other research articles talk about it? That is what is connected down here. If you have only a qualitative study and you do not have anything about the null hypothesis, which is totally okay. If that's the case, then what is the themes generated and what conclusion do those themes bring out? That is the section that goes here. These are your limitations and then your future work. Think about it this way. Your future work basically comes from your limitations also. So if you say you did a survey and your response rate was less, one of the future work is to expand the participant pool to have more responses. If you say one of your limitations was it was a qualitative study and so it had very few participants, so then you could say the future work is to add a quantitative piece to it to increase the generalizability of the results. So these things come from there. If you have questions, please reach out. I am happy to discuss the final paper with you. And these are your references. So this is what the final paper looked like. So let's go back to the presentation. So like I said, that the presentation is about the paper. You can use ScreenPal to do the presentation and then share the link with me after uploading it to YouTube, or if you are choosing any other medium. Zoom does that too also nowadays. There are so many other ways that you can actually do those things. So you can do that aspect of it. So here is your directions for it. So here is, I use Screencast-O-Matic. The Screencast-O-Matic has recently changed their name into ScreenPal, but Screencast-O-Matic also works. It gives you up to 15 minutes of free recording. If it is more than 15 minutes, I use Movie Maker to combine the different sections together. You can do that. However, most often students just keep their presentations to 15 minutes or less, which is totally okay. So you can use the Windows Movie Maker to combine it, upload it on YouTube, and then share the link. So that is what your presentation is all about. Once again, it is not something that is extra. It is on presenting your results. So what I have done is you have to share a link that is viewable. So most often students share a link that is private and I cannot view it. I will contact you about it. However, you will not get bonus points for it. Okay, so that is one thing. You have 2 bonus points for submitting a document that has a link and the link is viewable. Remember, if the link is not viewable, you're losing all that 30 points because I can't see the presentation. It is not viewable. Here, I will contact you, but it has your responsibility to get that to me in time for that grade to change from a 0 to whatever you earn on that presentation. So you still get 2 points if the link is viewable. When you upload it on YouTube, make sure that you are not making it private, making it public, because so that I can actually view it. Okay. And you also get 3 points for having your picture at the bottom when you are doing the presentation, just like I have my picture over here at the bottom. So that also gives you some points right over here. So that is 5 points for your final presentation. You also get another 3 bonus points if you upload your research paper on the Dropbox and through the link. Once you click the link here, because I have all of you guys, so you can see that I would have everybody here, but okay. So what you need to be doing is you need to be uploading it through the link, through the TK20 link and the Dropbox. So that gives you the 3 bonus points here. So basically you have another opportunity to earn 8 bonus points in this week. The reason this is done is because this is collected as the core committee data and is required by West College of Education. Now, you will have, for your grade to be released, you will have to upload it. But if you don't upload it by the 9th in the TK20 link, then you do not get the bonus points. Your grade will not be released and it would be an incomplete till your paper is submitted to the TK20 link. So that's a requirement, but if you do it at both places by the due date, you earn extra points. If it's not done, again, please don't worry. I will contact you and tell you that you need to get it on the TK20 link and the Dropbox for grading purposes and for data collection purposes, but you won't get the bonus points. So opportunities to get, lots of opportunities to get bonus points during this week. You have a final presentation of 30 points. You have a final paper of 170 points. All of the sections in the final paper, most all sections you've already done and have been working on revising your lit review and doing all of those things. So this should not be that heavy lift. If it is, if you are overwhelmed, please do not hesitate to contact me. I am here to support you and finish the semester strong. You guys have been working hard. I have seen all the obstacles that have come through and you have navigated those with the IRB and all of those things. So I am really proud of you guys. So please contact me if you need anything. Best of luck, and I look forward to reading your final papers and watching the final presentations.